I suppose it would help if I had the game on, wouldn't it? I shouldn't need it. Alright. New Game Plus, you have my attention. We'll play on hard. What could go wrong? I haven't played this game in like 3 years. Oh, Kansas in 1910. I didn't know what else to stream today.
Easy, boy.
I figured, why not play some stuff that I've already beaten, but do it better?
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them
few.
true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy.
I think Ben is
First
the
man I
person
hunted was
looking
back when
for.
I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Aw, hail. In 1880, Silas joined the Lincoln County War and sided with the regulars because Bob Bryant was riding with the opposition, John Kinney's gang. Once upon a time in Stinking Springs, press button to start the game.
It was about 30 years ago.
Dear God.
Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs. I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want
Sawed-off
that
rifle.
son of a bitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha.
No, Steve.
I'm not sure what my guns
The
are
other
holding.
kind of funny.
You heard Pat. We need to stay here and keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing
I
all
knew
the
those
fun.
two morons would never let me through.
Is he with
I
us?
had no choice.
Yay, experience that I probably don't need.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the
think
shots
that's
and I
me.
knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead. I decided to help Billy and the boys out of it. So that's
Oh, right,
just
I
what
can
I
go,
did.
We have one behind us.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension,
This might. There we go.
Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Right in the hands. This is the last guy. I heard him screaming at me a second ago. Well, hi there, friend.
God damn it, he's right behind us! Where the hell's Garrett?
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. Still, one of them reached the water tower. Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there. Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. The right position is very important. Personally, I prefer to be on top.
Oh, you do, don't you?
My rifle ammo completed.
Hey, darling. But where was I? Oh, yeah. A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Ow. Not knowing where I'm being shot from is not doing me any favors.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Watch your flank!
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house. I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
An endless supply of bodies.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave, and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie both.
Rat in a trap.
21 killed by age 21.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm. I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
Reload faster.
That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side."
Where am I being shot from?
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. "They got a Gatling," Billy shouted. "Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention." He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
Those poor sons of bitches are done for.
Many would have fled in my place.
I know that asshole's still sitting there.
But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack is just joshing with you.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was I?
You were heading for the barn.
Making my way past the castle of fallen.
Why did I take damage from that?
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these
Out of the way,
hapless
gentlemen.
bastards would pop up. Finally, I had the stables within my reach. And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Nah, I shot him in the head. He dropped his fucking sheriff's star.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Alright, this is gonna be the part where I fuck up 10 times in a row. Fuck! Look, he shot me! I hate the duels. Shoot him faster! Got him.
And that you killed him. In a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables.
I have a skill point. Go wields. Get the horses, it's time for real.
I stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
I think that's my first honorable kill. Usually I shoot them before they get the chance to pull their gun.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
Episode 1 continued.
And the kid surrendered? When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
The pursuit of Bob Bryant had to wait while Silas cooled his heels in Lincoln County Jail. Meanwhile, Bryant left the ranks of his gang and moved on. Bryant's name has not even come up yet.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after. He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape, too.
Hey, look, keys.
My first order of business was finding a firearm. Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Engage with me. Loud as thunder. Can cut a man clean in half. I wish.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy? Son of a bitch, shot him down!
The kid's escape raised a huge ruckus. Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer.
Where is
It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. Guards were everywhere looking for it.
Anybody see him?
God, there's a lot of people down there. Random bullets.
Yeah, you know you can't.
Right in the dick.
Asshole just killed, man.
How am I missing at this range? Just because I'm using a pistol? Ow.
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. Suddenly, I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape?
Whoops. That didn't happen. Silas did not walk off a cliff.
So that bastard you were after,
How'd I get that?
what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever gonna find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there.
Ow. Oh, this is ammo.
I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
You! But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me.
So much for stealth.
Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
Ow.
You hooligans can go to hell.
You just shot me.
Shit for you. Leave him to me. He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and color. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
I'm not even using Deputy Bob's shotgun. I'm using my pistol.
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to hit me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
A nugget is somewhere nearby. Up here? Maybe?
Damn town's going to hell in a handbasket.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Oh, good ammo.
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
To be the scapegoat. No! Shit.
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Stop shooting me!
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy, and all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his
Who the
mean-ass
fuck
shotgun.
is shooting me in the ass?
Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led
Where
me
is he?
straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Where's the dynamite?
We're gonna be in deep shit when I get back.
My aim cannot be this bad.
I don't get paid enough for this.
He's right there. I think I took more damage closer I am to them.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. "Hello, Bob," I said. "I think you better let me go." And he says, "I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun." So we stood there in the middle of the street.
Oh, fucking
eyeballs to
goddamn it, here
eyeball.
we go.
He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
This is a lesson in multitasking. Stop moving! Nope.
I killed
today,
him in a
good sir.
fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated.
That is
that day.
2 honorable kills. Why am I so good at this
gunned
all?
down Billy 3 months later.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up
I think
taking
in my
a job
original
at the
playthrough, I
Rurales.
fucking
Mexican
dishonorably
Rurales?
murdered every dude
I was hired
had.
to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Stylus maintains that he single-handedly crushed the Cowboys, and that Wyatt Earp's claim to fame isn't worth spit.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there!
I did my best to help those poor passengers. Moments later, the attackers were dead. And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing.
I think they're all dead there.
None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often do. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to it.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own.
I love how
against
unreliable
overwhelming
narrators
enemy
have this.
See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder in a regrettable situation.
New skill point. Grenade fire explain do some damage as well. After you throw a stick of dynamite, you can easily shoot it from your hip as a crosshair gun will get sticky to it. Just press and detonate midair. Interesting.
But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo.
I'm not running out of ammo, I still
Another
have
perfect
bullets.
example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
What do you mean I missed?
Finally, they managed to corner me.
Oh god, I'm actually out of bullets.
The odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Where am I supposed to hide from this?
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Jesus Christ.
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there would be if Clanton and his men caught up with me.
Stop it!
As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
Bullets! I actually ran out of ammo.
They were hunting me like I was game. I just kept running, not knowing where the hell
Why do
I
you
was
take
going.
so much fall damage from such tiny fucking falls, Silas?
Where's he gonna run to now?
And that's when something miraculous happened.
What the fuck?
Like manna from heaven. I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition.
Fucking
That
fell from
master
the sky.
once told me it was more important to be lucky than good. And he would know. And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the
I
hunted.
missed.
Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right. I was done running.
Ow.
And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir.
I didn't use much
It was
dynamite in my
finally
last
time
playthrough,
for
I
that
don't think.
old man to pay for his
Oh,
sins.
sweet Jesus, I remember this part. I got him before he cut out. It's old man Clinton. He's cranky, cantankerous, and mean as hell.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you! A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me.
You
Not
son
if
of
I
a
was to
bitch.
find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Ah, he got me. Oh, God! I did not see that dynamite.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Ow. Fuck. That did not go at all where I wanted it to go. That will. Man.
Wait, goddamn bullet!
God damn it, that's here again. How do I kill this motherfucker? There we go.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
That was more difficult than it needed to be. I wonder how fast I can beat this. Johnny Ringo, Roscoe, Bob, Brandon, Jim Reed has murdered Silas's brothers years ago. Let's go. Let's go. Yahoo!
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo.
This is my graves done, right?
I had tracked him and the cowboys to their
11
hideout at a
months.
sawmill. And they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you
Then
off?
don't interrupt. I'm
Well,
trying
him
to
and that
shoot
other
people.
bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. Earp's coming! Get ready, boys. First, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brochet. Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise.
Holy shit.
And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, The Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil. Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Well, I knew that was gonna happen. You
There were
missed.
killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas.
Fuck.
That's how the cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp.
Oh, Jesus!
That man was all hat and no cap.
The game would not let me shoot that guy. Either that or my aim is bad. What is this? Oh, fuck.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken it.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
God damn it,
What's
Dwight.
that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Where am I supposed to go? Ah, fuck, I'm lost. Back over there? Son of a bitch. Oh, I'm blind.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack. Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Good cover when the dickhead was behind me.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Why can't I go that way?
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall.
Isn't Curly
and a
Bill the
crystal clear
sniper?
stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Oh god.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Did I go too fast? Takes a shot before he takes a shot. I love that.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
Who
No,
the
sir.
fuck is shooting
I
me?
never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
I'm going to fuck you. that direction. Stop it! Woo. Instinct is the least of your issues. Hi, Nick. Solo un momento. You are correct, Nick.
Put some holes in him!
Oh, fuck! Where'd he go?
Come on out, son! You asshole!
Oh, shit!
Brocious gave me no choice.
I can't believe
but to
that worked
take his
out.
life.
Just start using shotguns.
But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
Can't hide forever!
I haven't been looking for any of the
because
nuggets.
he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
I'm gonna try and beat this in
Indeed.
one sitting.
Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
I want to get some other Call of Juarez games. Don't you get a different ending in this game if you actually get all the nuggets? Next in line to take over and take a bullet. Johnny Ringo. I thought there was like an alternate ending if you have all the nuggets of truth. Son of a bitch. I'm drinking. I should not be trying to fool
Incredible, sir.
people.
I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Oh god! I was doing good. I just didn't fucking pull the trigger fast enough.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
You really like to move to the side, don't you? Got him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
I am actually very, very bad at the duels, Nick. So
I was paid a healthy bounty for
in
Ringo
my original
and Curly Bill,
playthrough, I dishonorably
and
shot
realized there
like
was real money
90%
to be
of the
made.
characters.
That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Actually have a
Wasn't he
few
the
clips from
sheriff
this
who
game. They're pretty
augmented his
funny.
income by shaking down miners and
I
robbing
have
gold
one clip
shipments?
where
That's the
me and
one.
the guy headshot
Oh,
each other
yeah,
at the same
I
time.
remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
I'm not saying the duels are bad. I'm saying that I am bad at them. I think the duels are cool. I just don't have the skill level for it. I say that, but I have gotten honorably murdered every time so far.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits, and put a generous price on his head.
I'm gonna take a shotgun, just for the hell of it.
Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd
Aw,
find
hell
him.
yeah, is this the mission where I have a fucking aneurysm? Or not aneurysm, a coronary?
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder. Oh, yeah? What the hell is that thing?
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
Oh shit! Left. It's the funny part where, you're chasing the fucking... You're on the bridge, and you're chasing the... Where am I? A quote. God made men, Samuel Colt made people. The quote. I'm stuck.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the
Can't jump
only
that.
ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings.
Behind me. I'm fine. I'm not fine.
Blacksmith.
I'm fine. No.
James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's son. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot.
I will say,
That son of a bitch
my
pretended
accuracy
to
in
protect
duels
the
is bad.
public
My
with
accuracy
one
against
hand,
actual enemies is
while
pretty good.
stealing them blind with the other. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous,
Son of a
desperate.
bitch.
I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn
Look, my
stubborn
guy, if
and
you're gonna
stupid
shoot
to
me, don't
realize
miss.
it. I thought I was some kind of
Antietam
hero.
was a Civil War place, wasn't it?
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
And then he
It was the
confuses
quickest
himself,
way in,
because
but
then
that
he's like,
also
no, I didn't
made
go
it
through
more
the mine.
dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Oh, I wasn't even using my engraved rangers. I thought I was. Shit!
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, It's easy to get all
I
turned
want to
around.
play Bound in Blood, but
And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
I'm ending you.
No, I'm
A single
into you.
stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
There's a nugget. Oh, it's right there. Right in front of me.
You must be about out of bullets.
You would think.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
Oh.
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
I don't like this room.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Oh, shit!
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Oh, God! Gentlemen!
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, way into the mine from the opposite side.
I like how unreliable of a narrator he is. He's like, yeah, I went to that mine, but actually I didn't.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed
We
quite
need more
the
games that are
despicable
like
character.
this, like the unreliable narrator
When the
causing things to get
vigilantes
changed as you're
discovered
playing.
what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Oh, that's cool. Where's the nugget? Probably up the elevator, but it's too late now. I'm not, like, actively looking for the things. I was just like, well, it's gotta be close by.
Drop you down a mine shaft. You must be about out of bullets.
Oh, Jesus.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City
Oh,
deserved
Jesus,
better.
I got shot too much. Well, that's not good. That was an unfortunate autosave. Oh my god, this time both of them threw it. Oh, there's a dude right there!
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another.
I know, but they were
that's
too
neither
close
here
by the
nor
time
there.
I processed it, so I would have died.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
This looks like a boss fight. I like to think I'm pretty decent at clearing the encounter. Lawman, outlaw. Calloway. Henry Plummer. I like his top hat.
They're gonna bury you. Well, in a million
Ow, my face.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
Where the fuck am I getting shot from?
Guess you've had enough. I can shoot too. Nice shot. Bet you can't do it again. I need some help here. Come on, boys. Take this cocksucker out.
I'm playing on hard. I can't imagine the other difficulty. I'm struggling. Oh, shit! I'm struggling enough as it is.
Gonna blow you into next week, boy. Ah, he's pissing me off.
I'm a
See what I
bitch.
get. You can shoot. How can you aim?
Where'd that land?
I can shoot too. Nice shot. Bet you can't do it again.
Nice shot, bitch. You can't do it again. You've watched me do it consistently.
Why don't you
My face.
join the circus? You killed an innocent man.
Oh god, I didn't know where I was going. Oh, bitch. God, how far back did it put me? Oh, that's not bad. He's almost dead.
Do you know who we are?
No, I don't know who you are. Am I supposed to care? Where'd he go? Got him.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold.
One of these days I'll get bounty
And now,
blood to do that.
I was officially a bounty hunter.
Apparently I got an award for falling?
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15.
I could get
From
my
that day forward, he had a
hands
price on his
but I
head
can't
and wouldn't back down for nobody. Not even
No.
Wild Bill Hickok himself.
I'll wait until next week when I get paid. I'm pretty sure the bartender is Bob.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard.
Oh, it's not the only
Bob
Stone Cold
and
killer.
collecting the
I'm
bounty
quite
on
good at
John
what I
Wesley.
Damn, this mess really. gun does, like, fuck all damage.
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres.
Nugget nearby. Where's the nugget? It's up there, isn't it? It's in here.
To the very same saloon we're sitting in today.
Nice. Found it. I don't know how to get out this roof. Revolvers are cool. I like revolvers. Extra damage, but I already one-shot. Whoops. Is there a reason to come up here? Probably not. Oh, my leg! There's another nugget? Ah, whatever. I probably passed by accident. I'm not going back up there. Double action, Smith & Wesson 44. Use Colt revolvers with a nickel plate 38 long Colt and pair with 41 Colt. Ooh. Maybe I'm straying away from the story. Oh. Whoops.
Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me.
Of course he was.
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. Families who put up money in hopes of finding
Killers are
justice.
usually proud about how many people
He was
they
a
kill,
bona
so yeah, I
fide
believe that he
folk
probably
hero
killed
by
that many.
then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that mess. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town
Does he
to
have a
inform
fucking
their
rifle?
FA of my unwelcome presence.
It's crazier than a shithouse rat.
That's actually kind of cool.
You bastard!
Who you call him bastard, you son of a bitch?
Stop that sumbitch! Let the boys know we got another law dog.
Who the fuck is alive?
Time to kill you full of lead.
I
Well, again,
wondered
if
if
you could have led
Bob
us,
was
you
among
fucks.
them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John
I
Wesley
should get back to
wasn't
my
just a little bit better.
Red Dead Redemption playthrough at some point because I'm playing through 2 on stream.
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
How fast do you die on True West difficulty? About to die. I mean, I'm trying my best here. I don't think I will ever try True West. It's probably not this
I
hard.
found Hardin in this very saloon.
Yeah, but you have to shoot people to charge.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
Left. Yeah, I know you are. But like, I am also stating, I'm fucking
fact,
losing my mind
I
on
felt a
hard.
certain
I wouldn't.
hostility.
And you have to, like, charge it by shooting people, so.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead.
Hell, this is New Game Plus on hard,
But
so
that
that's
was
like even
short-lived.
worse, I think.
As a moment later, I was facing down the
worse than True West,
fastest
but-
gun in the West.
Alright, we might have to disarm to shoot this guy if he's as fast as they say he is. Kill the man who's snoring, and 44 more for breathing. Yeah, that
I
equals out
felt
to
a bolt
42.
of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for
Do I
his
have
tricks,
dodges yet?
and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
Oh shit!
No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
I was doing good too. I want you to know that I clicked and I still couldn't pull out my fucking gun. Why is he so much faster than me?
That man was faster than grease lightning.
Yeah, he
but
got 3
being
fucking shots
inebriated
off.
as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
There's already a bullet en route to kill him. Why would you
So he
interrupt?
didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Nick, I was robbed. I had it. Sure, he had 3 shots
Thank
off
you,
on me,
darling.
but I had him. I
Yeah,
was
some
robbed.
say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yeah, because Ben is Bob. I've beaten this before, I know it's Bob.
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, Revenge was also his primary motivation.
Was Silas' encounter with Grey Wolf an actual incident, or merely a fantasy or fever dream foretelling his bloody event? I was reading that.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickle the nether regions of heaven.
Oh no, not the nether regions of heaven. Important logic, give me a second.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
I know the inlet 6-shooter reloads faster, but it just yeets the bullets in there, but I like the engraved ranger better.
Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him. They saw me before I saw them.
You missed.
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Now my aim is getting... You can sneak in this game? I didn't realize stealth was a mechanic at times.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas. And that's why they had retreated there.
I mean, what's the point of stealthing past them? Besides,
I admit to
being a
having
dick.
some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
I'm here to shoot people. I crave souls.
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hiding.
I imagine there's alternate dialogue for sneaking up on them too.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
Cussedness. Don't you love
See,
these
back
awesome
then,
cussedness?
I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit. They had torches on the wall.
How big was this
Out of the way.
cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian War.
think I'm doing
They
pretty
thought it
decent.
was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldier.
Oh, it's gonna be haunted by a
Cave
lot
was
more than
haunted
that
with
when I'm
dead
done.
Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead.
Got it. Well, gee, you jolly gillikers. I got this. I got it.
How come you know so much about Asians?
A few years back, I was married to 2 Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
I have not found the secret. Wait, Ray McCall? Ray, is that you? No, wait, no. Give me my gun back. Wait, no. No, where's my gun? I just threw my best gun into the fucking... I can't find it now. Oh, I have Black Bart's card. Yeah, I remember.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will
Have
come
my
to this place
good gun
again
back.
and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
Remember, kids, take cover. A headshot's usually fatal, remember that.
As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes.
Damn.
And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines.
Nice.
They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
Can't wait to give myself my new legendary gun. Who's next?
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Oh my god.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river.
Oh, jeez.
To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo is right. Are you making this all up as you go?
Yes.
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that a little later. I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches around me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Well, he didn't take the time to count them, Nick. What's this section like on fucking True West difficulty?
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before. I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
So how would you say that I'm doing so far? Mr. Plate has played the game 100 times.
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty. Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem, might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
I've noticed that as the game goes on, Ben starts admitting he's been in various places.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory,
in the story and kind of
until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
I think I killed Ben in my original playthrough, so I'll redeem this time.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time.
This is like the only mission we have allies.
2 banks on the same damn street. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons
Ben
right
also
off.
knows Bob Bryant, yeah.
Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown. The boys grew up in Coffeeville, so everybody knew them. The bank teller tricked them, telling them the time lock on the safe wouldn't open till 9:30.
Damn, they had time locks in 1910?
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon.
Of course it was high
A
noon.
posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boy. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker.
A bounty hunter? Well, gee, that's probably
This man
me.
had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of a bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
Where is... Oh, is this my ivory gun? Oh, yeah.
We went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Yeah, let's just throw a ladder down from this fucking sky.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That was mine.
He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Yeehaw!
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
The roof.
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Yeah, this is just,
Brave men like him who
Dwight
risked their
talking about
lives
the
to tame
fucking-
this wild country.
the dime novel. What the shit?
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free.
That's a good question.
Is that
Jim
Silas
Boone,
Greaves?
Davy
Son
Crockett,
of a
who died
bitch!
defending the outlaw.
I think... I think Silas would win.
Just kill Red? Over there! That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons. His name is Silas Greaves. And when the dust finally settled, he was the last man
Now, if
standing.
you asked me, would Silas beat Arthur Morgan?
Sorry, kid, but
Arthur
that
would.
just wasn't the way it happened.
Sorry, kid, that's what was written down in the book.
It was early evening, not high noon.
1892.
The Daltons blew up the safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeeville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
The leader, the lover, the loser. Bob, Emmett, and Grant.
I'd been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob two banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville. Face me, you coward! Waste your bullets. Go ahead.
Your head. Prime Silas would probably be John. But I think Arthur would win otherwise.
Pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. The problem was, they knew the town better than I did. To top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. They were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Damn, that slow motion lasted for a long time. I love when he blows smoke off the gun. Yeah, Arthur was raised for 20 years in Dutch's game, so he definitely can shoot really fast.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape.
Son of a bitch. There's a place to hide, isn't there? Fuck me. It's that rock right there. Right? Right? Fuck it. Just race the goddamn logs. If physics wanna fuck me, I'll find my own way.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Yes. He is this dipshit.
Gonna beat you like a red-headed stepchild.
Pardon me?
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Oh, I shot him more than 23.
Who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
All the nuggets in this level, apparently. His winning at poker led to the death of his two brothers, murdered in 1868 by Ringo, Bob Bray, and Jim Weed. Besides, his thirst for revenge is motivated by guilt.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track them to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own
The quick shooter
private
doesn't seem to
army.
do as much
There
damage
was
as
no
the
way
Ranger, I
those boys
realize.
were getting away this
But
time.
does reload faster. So I don't know what I want to use. Oh.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Bury 'em in the swamp. Plant 'em where they stand.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone.
Yeah, I need my
I
Ranger
wondered
back.
why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
Where the fuck am I going?
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet. But I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Oh good, an ammo box. I can switch out my gun for the Ranger. At the speed I spam the R button, I don't really know so much about the... How dare this motherfucker have a health bar? Oh shit! Fuck. I'm gonna fucking suck someone's dick.
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Ouija board? Oh, that's ammo. Who needs aim assists?
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my
Of course it did.
eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view. But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running through the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
Aw, damn!
Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
God damn it, Steve.
Steve!
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Oh, now he's definitely fucking with them.
Indians? There were Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening.
God damn it,
I
Steve.
was just resting my eyes.
This is why we always blame Steve.
Where was I?
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You can
you.
breed like rabbits.
Son of a...
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son of a bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Ben.
Kill that goddamn bounty hunter!
Bitch.
Can't beat us all!
Does this dick have a door? Here. Oh shit. That was close. Oh, there's a dick over there! Not anymore. I'm still getting shot from somewhere. Let's try.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
It has more fun with the revolver than the rifle, I think.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
in a
reinstall
swamp?
Red Dead tonight.
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board.
Have you noticed that Ben has almost the same information that Silas does?
It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high. And those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting
Son
at
of
me,
a bitch. What's behind cover?
but among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
There we go.
Daltons were waiting on me.
Out of the way.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
You're fucking with the wrong fox today, bitches.
Right about then,
Who's that?
much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Ah,
Take
shit.
him out! I'm sending you to hell!
The Daltons had played me
Not so
like a
tough after
fiddle.
all, is he?
Apparently, the vigilantes
shit.
were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Shut up,
Yeah,
Jack.
but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic.
Yeah, the
is
Titanic is
unsinkable.
real
oh
unsinkable.
God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
It's my turn to use the machine gun.
Bob and Grad weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down.
Oh god.
Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Alright, let me focus on the big guy. What? I might just fucking kill him at this point. I had to dodge the other way, son of a bitch. We're gonna move it far. Hello, Sephonetic. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. I'll give you a shout out either next death. No, fuck it. Whee!
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds.
I was...
Paroled 14 years later. He moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
What were you playing? Give you a shout out. There you go. Saphonetic, more like Saf on it. This YouTuber's been cruising through games like Cyberpunk and Elden Ring, all while gathering ward souls and maybe even unlocking some cosmetics. Catch your streaming on a consistent schedule, and don't forget to say hi from your favorite demon fox. That sounds fun. I'm gonna get Night Rain. Maybe.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
I need to finish playing... normal Elden Ring.
It was 1868 when me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Goddamn. Ooh, the train level. Bob Bryan never did ride with the Wild Bunch.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains.
Have you played it before,
Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe
You might
Bob
like
Bryant.
it, it's pretty fun.
You
It's
were
like
part of that giant
arcadey.
Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
My favorite part of the story
is
that,
would have slowed me down.
are
Besides,
playing as the narrator, and every once in a while it just fucks up the story, and it
I'd heard
makes
about a
changes
large
to what's
shipment
happening.
of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above.
Yeah, they did such a good job
Make
making
that
it stop.
sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
It's a locomotive.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious
wrong direction.
route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there. I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Go away, assholes. I have places to be.
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way toward my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was
Ah,
mostly a
fuck
freight
passengers.
train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
No! I hit the wrong button. I hit G instead of F. Right.
Sucker's fast.
Reload my guns.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could. At times,
Yeah.
it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Left. Holy shit. So much for their survival. Where am I going? It's a ladder. Still in me.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
Like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about. Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
No. After playing fucking... Oh my god,
Help?
really?
From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell?
I've played, too much Red Dead Redemption, so
Take cover! Retreat!
I don't like
Retreat!
Pinkertons.
Killing everybody! Just kill us all!
you guys are so fucked.
My guess is those dime novels didn't
This is a
portray
long-ass
this as
train.
it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was gonna stay on old Bob's trail.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang.
Son of a bitch.
Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. though some folks might dispute that.
Bro, what the fuck? I'm reacting as soon as the dickhead moves.
On that
Did
very
it.
same
I did it
day, Rich
honorably at the last
Cassidy and the
fucking second.
Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
I think I did honorably at least. He pulled first, right?
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Hell yeah. He had a flat nose, didn't he? Minute 30 to hell. Oh boy.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild
5 years
Bunch
later,
was
a
back
parachute.
together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail.
Never
I was
kills.
still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That Kid
Interesting.
Curry's kind of crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
This asshole has a death.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down. Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him
sense.
close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts. And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific.
Makes sense.
The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts because of the fucking aneurysm I had. I have a clip of this. There's a clip of me.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch.
We're going with this
It
part.
was said that he fathered 85 bastard children.
85!
Though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me. The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards. Exactly. One misplaced shot, and that could easily have happened.
I didn't do that before, I just wanted to see if he had dialogue for it.
And I made it a point to remove any dynamite that I came across. A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped
blow
my
us up
attention.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off.
Everybody blew their heads off first. That's what it does.
It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
Nice.
What happened next?
Well,
Oh, I
having removed the
fucking
first
love
bundle
that.
of dynamite,
The way
I
he
decided I might
dodges
as
it,
well
he just
remove the
aims
other
gun
one.
sideways, not really paying attention.
Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Sorry about that. Oh god. You're damn right I will.
Don't he ever run out of bullets?
Nope. Armored shotgunner. Bitches. Mono a mono, or you're dead.
So, what happened then?
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
This sucks.
So that was all the dynamite?
Nope.
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually, there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
Fuck my ass.
So I proceeded onward. I realized that that way just wasn't gonna work.
Hell's a coming. He'll kill us all. Can't hide forever.
I needed an alternate path forward.
Is that a minecart? I'm slightly confused. I swear I just went up here. Oh. Wait. I'm confused. Here we go.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me.
Oh, here we
It was a
go.
long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Time to get that
The
coronary.
burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I
There
lost
it is,
sight of
the
those
same fucking
sparks.
spot.
My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer.
The same fucking spot. Gonna have a coronary. But the last time I did this, I fell. And somehow fell. Like, fell.
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment. Whew. Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion. But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
I guess boss
Kill
down
that
here.
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Goddamn. Kid Curry, I'm about to turn you into fucking Curry.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
This isn't how rocks work.
Time for you to lay down and die. Get out of here! This is the last mistake you'll ever make. Damn it, I need some help here. Come on, damn it. Take this subbitch out. It's not fair. Cut you a new one. Beat fat bastard. Give me a hand here, goddammit. Like this, you know, now. Move it, boys.
Gonna cut you a new smile. This is gonna work.
Time for you to lay down and die. Are you kidding me?
Have fun, bitch.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting
damn it.
around and deal with me personally. As fast as he was, I was just a bit faster. And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Thank you for the follow, you Donnie.
He
Welcome
shouted
to
at
the
me.
pack to enjoy the cast and bloodshed.
Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch's Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
You missed.
Those were his last words.
Honorably killed.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Ah, nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
Fifth ride's steel selling. Alright, time to speed run.
I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim.
What bullshit is this?
You can't fight. James gang.
second. How'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
God damn it. Glitch woes. You can stop the train. I'm staring it down. Jesse James.
They hopped a freight train having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train. The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I reached
James
that...
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down
I like
with
how
some
Jack
whiskey.
doesn't believe
By
any
the
of
way,
this.
did I mention that train
And then
was
finding
flying
out
down
that
those tracks like
Ben
a
is
bad
Bob.
hell?
Then, he's like, no, he
Anyway,
wasn't lying.
Excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you.
The game getting paused because he has to take a fucking piss. I love this.
I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
It's gonna
You don't think
duplicate
he's
it.
Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack.
I like
think
how it's
believe it.
duplicating the same train
don't
car
think he met
because he's
Jesse
not here to
James?
tell the
Oh,
story.
you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be two bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
bar.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof. At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's a damn Pinkerton!"
It's a damn Pinkerton!
It's the damn Pinkertons!
I never worked for that lyman cocksucker. But I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember.
I bet you are.
What the heck just happened?
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward.
That's bullshit.
You don't want to mess with us!
Now you're really pissing me off!
I wondered if I was ever gonna find the front of that train. Or the bastard I was
Gatlinger.
after. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
Trying to dodge shit. Bro.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way.
There's bullshit going on right now.
Man, keep shooting. Gotta give him that.
I'm gonna come.
And that included Jesse James himself.
You're ready for a butt shot.
We sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
You can't hurt.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train. I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that
Hi,
money.
Cornchip Crow. Thank you for the
You had a
follow.
showdown
Welcome
with
to
Jesse
Club
James?
Passenger, the cast
Of
split
course he
instances.
didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you. Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That
Easy,
bastard
easy.
slipped away
Also, hi,
again.
Cornchip.
I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle.
Yeah, I dishonorably killed him. Whatever. I'm gonna end stream here. No, I'm not gonna end stream. I'm gonna stop playing this. My original plan was to be the one sitting, but I'm gonna do something.
After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch Jim.
Are you saying that this is one of those random times where you're off work? Alright, Club Patrons. I am not ending stream. That was a Freudian slip. Switching game.